Good morning, students. So today we are going to discuss about central dogma of molecular biology. So this is the basic principle, and this basic principle that is applicable in all field of genetics in all living organisms. Okay. So the same information that is applicable to all living organisms. Central dogma, it was proposed by scientist Francis Crick, and he proposed that the genetic information flows from DNA to RNA and RNA to protein. Because now I have not explained you how DNA replicates, then how DNA makes RNA, then the RNA makes the protein. So that is in the later part of the chapter I will explain you. Okay. So now you understand that DNA, so that is the genetic material of almost all the living organism. From the DNA there is formation of RNA. The whole DNA, because yesterday I told you DNA is a long polymer, it is a long molecule. So the whole DNA, it is not participating in the process of RNA formation. Only a small part of the DNA, so that is participating in the process of RNA formation. Then when the RNA is produced from DNA, then that RNA is making specific protein. And for expression of any particular character, there is requirement of formation of the protein. Without the formation of the protein, character cannot be expressed. Like for example, suppose you take enzymes. All the enzymes, they have protein molecules. You take hormones. All hormones have protein molecules. So all the genes which are expressing itself, so that is by the formation of one particular protein, and the protein is able to express the character. Now here I have written in the central dogma DNA replication. So what you understand by replication? Replication means DNA makes its replica or DNA makes its copy, and that process is called DNA replication. Then from DNA, as I told you, one small part of the DNA which wants to express itself, in the process of transcription, it can make the messenger RNA. There are three different types of the RNA molecules. One is messenger RNA, second is the transfer RNA, third is the ribosomal RNA. And in the process of protein formation, the messenger RNA, so that is giving genetic information. As the DNA is giving genetic information for the making of RNA molecules, similarly the messenger RNA, so that is giving all the information for the synthesis of one particular protein. Then messenger RNA, in the process of translation, it can synthesize one protein, and the protein will be able to express the character. So this is called central dogma of molecular biology. But in some virus, the flow of information is in reverse direction from RNA to DNA. Okay, so here you can see that the information, the transfer of the information, so that is taking place in opposite direction. Not from DNA to RNA, RNA to protein. Now here from the RNA there is formation of the DNA. Then again that DNA, so that is making the RNA, and the RNA is making the protein. So because the information, so that is flowing in opposite direction, the process is called reverse transcription. So both these two concepts, they are important. One question you will get, what is central dogma, or this diagram will be given, you have to explain. And the another question you will get, what is reverse transcription, and how there is the flow in the opposite direction. Now we will discuss about packaging of DNA helix, and this is a very important question. So what do you understand by packaging? Packaging means, you know that cell is microscopic, and inside the cell, the nucleus, that is smaller to cell. Inside the nucleus, DNA or the chromosomes are present. So the chromosomes, they are still smaller to nucleus. But if you take the measurement of the length of the DNA, then a normal or the typical mammalian cell, the DNA is 2.2 meter long. If you stretch the DNA, then you can find the length, so that is 2.2 meter. Then how this 2.2 meter long DNA, so that is able to be present in the nucleus, which is microscopic. So that is called packaging of DNA. So the DNA, so that is not present as a long thread-like structure or extended form inside the nucleus. So that is present in the form of the compact coil. So because it is present in the form of the coiling, so it is possible that this 2.2 meter long DNA, so that will be able to remain inside the nucleus or the cell, which are microscopic structure. Okay. Now, if you know the distance between two base pairs, because the DNA consists of a number of nitrogenous base pairs, and the distance between the two base pairs, so that is 0.34 nanometer. And if you convert in meter, then that is 0.34 into 10 to the power 9 meter. Okay. Now, if the question is given that we find out what is the length of the DNA. Suppose the number of the base pair that is given. Suppose the number of the base pair is 60, and you have to find out what is the length of the DNA. Then you have to multiply 60 with this value, because that is the distance between the two base pair, and you have to simply multiply with the distance between two base pair, so that can give the length of the DNA. So sometimes in the board exam also you get a numerical question. Okay. Now the next concept is how in the prokaryotic cell the DNA of the chromosome, so that is present. As in all the eukaryotic cell, so that is having a centrally located nucleus, and inside the nucleus the DNA is present in the form of chromosomes. Okay. But there is difference in between the prokaryotes and the eukaryotes. So how in the prokaryotes you can see the DNA in the cell. The prokaryotes, they are not having a true nucleus. As in the eukaryote, the nucleus is surrounded by the nuclear membrane, and that is called the true nucleus. Here there is no nuclear membrane, so that is called false nucleus, or it is not true nucleus. Okay. DNA is scattered in the cytoplasm. If this is the prokaryotic cell, that the DNA, so that is found in the form of the scattered form. So that is present in the cytoplasm, and because there is no nuclear membrane, so there is no true nucleus, and in a particular position. It is not like that the DNA, so that is present all over the nucleus. It is not like all over the cytoplasm. It is not like that. You can find out the DNA, so that is confined to any particular place in the cytoplasm. Okay. So it is present in the specific place, and the DNA is held with some positively charged protein, because the DNA, so that is a negatively charged molecule. And with the DNA also you can find out there is a positively charged protein, positive and the negative, because they attract each other. So the protein, so that is tightly bound to DNA. So the chromosome, it consists of DNA as well as the protein, and in place of nucleus we call it as nucleoid. And if you see a non-dividing cell, then you can see that the DNA, so that is present in the form of the large loop like this. Okay, so in the form of the large loop, the DNA that is scattered in the cytoplasm, but in a specific position it is present, and this is called nucleoid. So now we will discuss about nucleosome model. This is also very important question. Many times you get the question in board exams. Okay. So if you see a dividing cell and a non-dividing cell under the microscope, then in the non-dividing cell you can see the nucleus, and inside the nucleus you can see not chromosome, so that is called chromatin, and you can see the chromatin just like this. अगर आप एक मोती का माला लोगे तो उसमें एक थ्रेड है और मोती है, तो नॉन डिवाइडिंग सेल में न्यूक्लियस के अंदर में आपको क्रोमेटिन मिलेगा, क्रोमोसोम्स नहीं मिलेगा। और क्रोमेटिन जो है ये आपको इस तरह से बीडेड स्ट्रक्चर, बीड जैसा आपको ये दिखेगा। ओके। और अगर आप एक डिवाइडिंग सेल ले रहे हो तो जनरली मेटाफेज में आपको डिस्टिंक्ट क्रोमोसोम आपको दिखेगा, और क्रोमोसोम जो है ये इस तरह से आपको कॉइल फॉर्म में मिलेगा। दिस इज क्रोमोसोम, this is chromatin. So the dividing cell is having chromosome, non-dividing cell is having chromatin. Okay. So as I told you that the long DNA, how it is able to be there inside the nucleus, which is very small, and that is only possible because the DNA that is present in the form of the coiled form, highly coiled form. Okay. So many biologists, they explain their own theory to explain the packaging of DNA. And out of all the theories, this theory, the nucleosome model, so that is the latest chromosome model of DNA protein association. I told you that the chromosome not only consists of DNA, but also it is associated with the protein, and generally the protein, so that is a histone protein. Okay. So here you can find out the DNA, so that consists of a number of spherical structure. These bead-like structure, spherical structure, and these are called nucleosome. Okay. So here you see there are so many nucleosomes are there in the chromatin, and the DNA, so that is associated with the protein which is called the histone protein. So what is the structure of the nucleosome? The nucleosome, as I told you, so that is a spherical or the oblate structure. And what is there in this spherical structure? So actually it is 8 molecules of histone. Alright, so these 8 molecules of the histone, now they are associated together and they are making a spherical structure which is called nucleosome. Alright. Now there are 5 different types of histones. Histone 1, histone 2A, histone 2B, histone 3 and histone 4. Okay. But in the nucleosome we can find out there is only histone 2A, 2B, 3 and 4. These 4 different types of the histones, they are present in the nucleosome. Histone 1 is not present. And each type of the histone you can find out there are 2 molecules are there. So altogether how many molecules are there? 8 molecules are there. And these 8 molecules, they are joining together to make a spherical structure which is called nucleosome. And surrounding this spherical structure, then the DNA is wrapped. Okay. So if this is the nucleosome, then surrounding the DNA, so that is wrapping. Alright. And the DNA which is joining 2 nucleosomes. This is one nucleosome, this is another nucleosome. So the DNA, here also it is associated with the protein, histone. But here you can find out there is histone 1. So histone 1 is located separately and that is associated with the linker DNA. This DNA is called linker DNA because it is linking 2 nucleosomes. So again you can see now again here it is coiling around, wrapping around the nucleosome. Okay. So the histone, that is positively charged, and the DNA, so that is a negatively charged one. So the positive and the negative, they will bind tightly, and sometimes you get the question how it is gaining the charge. So the histone, which is a positively charged protein, maybe you can find out the amino acid which is there in the histone. They are lysine and arginine. This question also you get in board exam. तो यहाँ पर जो हिस्टोन जो है उसमें आपको मैक्सिमम जो है आपको लाइसिन और अर्जिनाइन अमीनो एसिड मिलेगा अलग अलग तरह के अमीनो एसिड से और यहाँ जो अमीनो एसिड है उसका नाम है लाइसिन एंड अर्जिनाइन एंड प्रोटीन इज गेनिंग चार्ज डिपेंडिंग ऑन द चार्ज ऑफ अमीनो एसिड व्हिच इज एट द साइड चेन